What's up? What's up? What's up? This is Babu, and welcome to Babu Speaks. Uh, here with on another episode 2 of season 2. And if you haven't got a chance to watch any of the episodes of season 1, I encourage you to go back, check them out. It's a lot of different topics that I covered. Had a couple of special guests. Today is no less special. This here is very special guest, my best friend Dallas, uh, and we're going to talk about friendships and highs and lows, uh, and just all around some of the benefits. We're going to be on mostly on friendship topics, but we have a lot of history. We've known her for about 4 years, maybe 4.5, give or take.
Yeah, give or take some time.
And it's been a hell of a friendship. uh, we match, I think, each other very well when it comes to energy, um, when it comes to
Principles.
loyalty, principles.
Mhm.
Um, I have, um, they say if you have 5 real friends in your whole life, then you're doing pretty good. And I don't have a lot of people that I can say that are my best friends, down bad best friends. And that is, it's supposed to be a good thing, I guess. But at the end of the day, like the way that people move and the way that people like to take advantage because they're more selfish and they're more into themselves, that's why you don't have a lot of friends nowadays.
No, but you can't have a lot of friends because no one will give the same energy that you're putting into them. You know what I
Key
mean?
word.
And when you find those people that put the same energy into it, like you have to keep them no matter what. And that's why this podcast is about the highs and the lows, because you're gonna have the highs and the lows through a friendship that is actual, like meaningful stuff. You know what I mean? Like you have to have that. Like you can have friends that is a friend that are there for you, but like they're only there for you when it's convenient for them.
And why I say that is a key word, energy, because energy breeds reciprocation.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and when you have someone that reciprocates, uh, that means they're returning what is being brought to them, and vice versa. So, like one thing I always say that, because and I'm gonna do a podcast on the zodiacs because I feel like there's a lot that um, there's a lot that I have noticed just from studying my own uh, sign and then other signs along with it. But I know that what they say about cancer is because they go hard, like we go like hard, hard. It's kind of hard to outdo us.
Well, you can outdo cancers because they put their energy in everything. Like
I mean,
if you have a cancer as a friend, like that's one thing that you want to keep in life because it's very much so needed. Like they're hard to deal with, but they're the best to deal with. You know what I mean? I'm a Virgo, so like I don't.
which is crazy because my moon is in Virgo and my rising is Pisces, so double water sign plus Virgo, it kind of like
It
it
evens
makes a
out.
difference because
Yeah.
I'm a crying ass motherfucker. I've seen you crying here before. If you watch any of my podcasts, like, yeah, this is that. But and it's not that I'm like, oh, I just go cry today. Like I cry because I care, and that's why she's on here. We're talking about best friend because you know there's um I see myself as an empath. So like the way that I move and the way that I operate, if I can't read a person, I can't deal with them.
You can't.
I
Well, you
have to
can't.
feel safe. I have to be able to know that I can be vulnerable with that particular friend.
But if you can't read them, then like there's obviously like a block up. Like that's not a good energy to be around. You know what I mean?
That too.
Mm-hmm.
And then I guess if then yeah, you can. That was a good point to me. I don't know.
If you can't read somebody, then their energy, you're being blocked from it for a reason. There's a reason that you can't read them. They don't want you to. They don't want you in their life. They don't wanna. They don't wanna put themselves out there. Everyone exudes an energy and an aurora, and if you don't, then you are negative and blocking and just you're holding everything in when you have no reason to.
That part. Taking it back to the beginning, we met at a club. Um, one of the strip clubs in West Virginia, and to this day, you know, I have a lot of friends like, oh, you deal with this and deal with dancers and strippers and blah blah. And if you know me, you know I don't really like the word stripper. I prefer the word dancer because it is a profession and it is a skill. And I met her at one of the clubs, and unlike a lot of girls, and don't get it wrong, there's girls that match some of my friends' projection of them. I don't deal with those. You'll never see me bring anybody on this show that's not genuine, authentic, that leads with um, good and not evil. Like I had the episode Pretty Privilege last season. And
Yes.
I think we're going to do a part 2 to it, and I'm going to get Mr. House to come and join me on it. Because at the end of the day, the ones that have pretty privilege and refuse to use it, because if you watch that podcast, you'll know that pretty privilege is the women that are gorgeous and they actually use it for gain, for financial gain, for
Any type of game.
for
Any
any
type of game.
That is
And we're not talking just like getting like a shot at the bar from somebody because you're pretty. We're not talking about that. We're talking about the real using.
and but at the end of the day, that's still pretty privilege. It's this very small, petty, meticulous part of it, but really pretty privilege is using your looks as a weapon. However that pans out for the ones that do that. This one here, my bestie, has never used her looks as a weapon. And in fact, has never ever treated me like a customer. Because at the end of the day, when I go in there, because of the way that I frequent and the type of relationships that I build, you know, I'm actually there to help and support and be a good male.
Energy. You're saying you're a good male to show you how someone is supposed to be treated in a place where you're supposed to be treated one way, but you're not getting treated like that by him because of how he sees not only me but every other girl that he encounters in the club. You may be a dancer, but you're not viewed as that.
I think in harmony with that, I always say is that they deal with enough weird motherfuckers that come in those clubs. I will never be one of them. When I go in there, I do not act like I'm in a strip club. I do not act like I'm dealing with sex workers. I'm dealing with beautiful women who have found their niche or their way to make their money the way they see fit and in the way they want to make their money. And I don't judge them based on that. I always say too that I'm a mama's boy, so
that you are.
Even though that I honestly fell out, well, we fell out before she passed last year, and that was a lot of that actually adds to a lot of the ways that why I treat women the way they do because of how I was always my mom's baby, and because of the fact that growing up, like I always say, I was bad as fuck. I was bad. But as an adult, I no felonies, no charges, you know, traffic tickets, the little simple stuff. And I turned my life around from prison bound or to the way that I started out getting locked up, getting, you know, in trouble to having 5 kids and all of them are grown. None of them have ever been locked up. none of them have ever been even arrested.
Good.
And I feel like I broke a
barrier.
I broke a barrier, or
No, you broke through the path that you thought that your life was supposed to lead onto, and you changed it. You went the other direction. You took the other path that you didn't see was there, but you made it yourself. You built that path with your fucking hands. You chipped away at it with a fucking axe. Mm-hmm.
So, with that being said, you know, the way that I see women, I see them as people. I see them as human beings and not objects and not something to be controlled.
Mm-hmm.
And because I have gained a fair amount of wisdom through time, I can say that when I see people, like when I saw her, even from the beginning, I was like, I don't know if there was a light that I saw, or it was just I saw peace and safety, because it's just the way that we instantly clicked. And never been in a relationship, never had any type of romanticities. That, nope. You know, a lot of people think, you know, he's just, oh, that's the luckiest dude in the world, but no, I'm not. I mean, I am, because I have protection from a lot of the ones I consider friends, because there's nothing to gain, there's nothing to take advantage of, although they could, because then that would be a privilege. But, yes. This one here, well, the only bone I really got to pick with you is, you ever had somebody just go in your closet and just be like, okay, but I'm gonna literally do it every single time. I'm not gonna lie. The green polo, it's a nice light polo. It's a nice light pullover. It's so nice. I don't even remember what it looks like, and I'm not gonna give it back either. You should have worn that on the show. I should have. Actually, I'm pretty sure it's still in the back of my closet, because I'm scared if I ever wear it out, you're gonna. So I'm gonna take it off, and then I mean I know I'll get it back, because I know where you live. As long as you had it's yours. Well, I know it's mine. I put it on that day. I said, "Yup, this bitch is mine." If I'm not correct, this was in 23 when you got that, right? Yeah. And didn't I buy you a hoodie in 23? Yeah, and then not lost it, but I didn't lose it. It got taken from me, because they did not like Derek, because he said, "You guys can't just be friends." You know, that reminds me of that reminds me of a meme or a quote or something that I saw on Instagram, and I've actually seen it. I've seen it often. Can a man and a woman be true friends? And I think we can attest to that. That yes, a man and a woman can be truly friends and only friends. Like, there is no doubt about it. Like, anybody who says otherwise, like, you haven't put the energy into actually just trying to be friends. Like, you haven't put a different side of care into somebody like me and Derek have put into each other. Like, I can say that I'm gonna have him in my life for the rest of my life, and that's a fact. And I think at the end of the day, it's all about the boundaries that are there, and whoever the boundaries are in front of, that they respect those boundaries. So, like, she's from and whenever we encounter situations, she'll definitely say boundaries, and or just through communication, because that right there is the key to a lot of relationships at the end of the day. And the once I learn person and I know how they operate, and I know just not to cross those boundaries. And for me as a man, it's discipline, because without discipline, then you get blurry and blindsided and you don't see boundaries, because without discipline, you don't have self-control. At the end of the day, like I tell everybody, I'm human. I mean, I'm a man. I can see gorgeous beauty, but at the end of the day, is it worth losing a friendship or putting a damper on a friendship because you wanted to be like not respectful? And one of the things that I refuse to do, no matter what club I'm in, no matter where I'm at, is have anyone speak bad on my name.
And I'll be damned if they do. I will.
They do anyway, but
They do, and they speak bad on my name too, which is a-okay because like everyone's gonna have a problem with you no matter what you choose to do. And you know, I'm slowly
and they don't think, but they
learning.
want to think. But at the end of the day, you can't talk about her around me or any of my friends.
And you can't talk
And
about
let-
him around me.
and it just actually get like, because you have people that will like, they'll say they're somebody's friend, and then someone else that they're okay with or cool with talks about their close friend, and then they don't say anything to the friend or to that person. And if you're not standing up for the one that you consider your friend, and for me, friend and family begin with the same letter.
Mm-hmm.
She's family, so
And
That
that
is such- that's
is
such
one
deep-
thing that we always say. Like, you're not your family. You're family to me. Like, and when I say like I stand on that business, like AJ, you're a family to me. Like you will. My son is gonna know that you're one of his best uncles. Like you are family to me. I love that.
and I love that.
Mm-hmm.
You're that you mentioned that you were pulled into a situation, and in that situation, you were. This was already a couple years in as friends.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe 2 years.
Yeah, like two something like that. Yeah.
At the end of the day, I don't know why I am the way I am. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I do. But then sometimes I'm like, you go so hard for people. But at the end of the day, I know how it is growing up. But when I was growing up, and even now as an adult, like the people that say they're for me, they say they're
They'll
my
be
back.
there.
But when it really matters, when it really counts, don't. So the people that if I say I got your back, I don't play.
Mm-hmm.
I don't play whatsoever. And the closer we are, the harder I'll fight for you. And then I felt like in a club, in that type of club, those women, and some of them I can understand why they operate the way they do,
Mm-hmm.
why they're so predatory, why they are so callous and so methodical in the way they move and calculating because of the men that literally keeps them in that cyclone or that black hole.
Mm-hmm.
So the ones that I embrace and the true friendships that I have, I try to keep the light shining somewhere in that darkness because some of them have a dark past, current, and their future could
Mhm.
potentially be dark if they don't um, see any hope. And it's not that they're hopeless; it's just that men prey on them just as much as people say they prey on men.
Yeah.
Because they look at them like, oh, she's a sex worker, she's this, she's that, or she's not even this. They don't look at
They
them
are the way
that
that
way.
they are because of how they've encountered so many experiences. So they've not necessarily learned that everyone is like that, but they've learned that people are like that. So they move one way until that they see different, but it's hard for them to move a different way after going through that. You know what I mean?
That part. And so with me, I try to always be above reproach, always be above complaint. And I try to be what I can be as a beacon of you don't have to be with me, but know that there is a good man out there.
That there is support, that you don't have to just like suffer alone. Like no
And
matter
you
what
don't
it
have
is to
to
me, whether it's a
you don't have to
talk,
let your
like
body be your currency. Sometimes the way you treat a person and the way that you
carry
interact.
yourself and act like
Yeah, because you're gorgeous. And at the end of the day, the thing that makes you the most beautiful, I mean, again, physically, you're absolutely gorgeous. But your character is just as beautiful, which makes you like top tier because for me, I don't care how pretty a woman is. I've had some encounters in the club in the past and even currently where there's a woman that's gorgeous, but her character is angry, her character is toxic, her character is dark,
And then
which makes them ugly as fuck.
and then you come across what some people would be considered like a type B girl. She's beautiful always. Every woman is beautiful, but some people consider other girls type B, and they have a beautiful soul. Like they have all their wits about them. Like they got all the shits, but they get overlooked because they're classified as not as pretty. But every woman is beautiful. Every woman is beautiful. But what he is saying, like how you carry yourself, does matter. And I've been there where I haven't carried myself the best, and I've had a nasty attitude, and like not having a nasty attitude has changed how I carry myself, how I go through about every single day. And this is my second club that I'm working at now. I've made more money here in the 7, 8 months that I've been here than the 4 years that I was at Lust. So to say the least, character,
But
how you carry yourself.
The beautiful part about that
shows.
is that the negative or the negative side of
Or
that,
just
what
the
you was just
hate that you
explaining,
carry.
I never received that from you. Only thing that I got was was positive, was wholesome, was supportive, and so the bad parts of your character, I did not. Um, as far as the way you treated me, I never
Yeah.
experienced that.
Well, you would never experience that because like you reciprocate like the most upbeat like best energy. So like I'm gonna have the best energy. You know what I mean? When I was at my first club, like when I'd come to you, that was a safe haven for me. You know what I mean? That was me. Like I got to stop to you. I can't like probably like 15. I'm gonna say 15 to 20 times a night. I would stop by just even for a minute to catch my breath. It's like to regroup and like get that good energy back into my body. So like you wouldn't have experienced that because you were a safe haven for me. You know what I mean? You were a comfort spot.
And
Mhm.
and it's funny because I know when I was at that other club, I would call myself the emotional babysitter.
Which you
Because
kind of were.
now and I was
You were.
and to a lot, but some, it was they didn't have a genuine feel for our friendship. It was more so they see me come in the club.
You were
And I was the positive.
you were transactional
Yeah,
to
I was
them.
I was
You were. If I
transactional.
sit next to Derek and I talk to him, I'm gonna get to get a drink, and I'm gonna get to get another drink because I'm sitting here pulling pulling your energy is what it was. Basically, sucking
Using
you
me as
dry,
if they're rechargeable battery.
yeah, sucking you dry. I didn't stop
Yeah.
by you to like. I stopped by you to recharge myself because like you were an emotional like sounding board. Even just stopping there and like sitting my hand down, looking at you while you're sitting at that one bar table that you always sat at your fucking seat. That was your seat. That was
my
your seat. Like,
But
I
you
didn't
never
sit
you
there
never
just to
asked
get a
for
drink.
anything.
No, because like I didn't want to drink. I just wanted to.
You
I
just
just wanted to
wanted the
sit. You know what I mean?
genuine
Interaction.
interaction.
Yes, I
And
needed that moment of just. I needed a real person. When I
Yeah.
stopped you. I needed a real person. I
Yeah.
needed to feel like I was a person again, and you gave me that in those moments when I was coming out of a dance or getting off of stage. Like I needed to come to you to get that. Like, okay, I'm a person. It's okay. Like, just keep going.
And that's why I always said, I can tell the difference between real validation and fake validation. At the end of the day, I know the difference. And that was sort of my coping mechanism being in that place, having the strange relationship that I had with my mom. And the sad thing about that was it was all good when I reached out to my mom and I went to her, but to get her to like come to me, even before she got sick, like I lived in Alabama for 12 years, had 5 kids. I always brought my kids up here. She never came to Alabama, but she could fly to fucking Paris, 8 hour, 10 hour flight to go see a bunch of motherfuckers you don't know.
Parents have a funny way of doing things sometimes.
But it made me the overachieving pleaser I am.
Mm-hmm.
The club showed me how to try to taper that.
I
If
will
that
say,
makes
I
sense.
will say, it took you a while.
That took me
to-
too
it,
damn
it
long.
took
That's
you.
two
It
rolled
took.
around
It
the
took.
city.
And I knew
Holy
I
Jesus.
know we've known each other for a long time, but like it took you a while in the
That took a
time that
long
I've
time.
known you to like know where you have to be and do for people.
But in the mix,
But you still do for people. That's the
I still
That's
do.
the crazy thing.
I just
As
do
much
it
as
differently,
you've
I
learned,
guess.
which I've seen you've learned, like you still do.
But
like,
not on that level.
But no, it's not. You think it's not on that level, but come on, man.
But money-wise,
It's not on that level because but you do it in other ways, and I can tell you're doing it in other ways
I
because
still
exactly
do, yes.
here, exactly what's going on here. Exactly what's going on here.
But I do it for people that are more solid. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah. Okay, I can see that. I can see that.
because
I
all
can
right,
see
so
that. I can see that.
like again, like the things that okay, here's an example of learned behavior. There was a girl last year actually, and we were cool. She wasn't like she never really came about money, and that was because, like you're saying, other ways. So, but there was a time when her life was about to get cut off that day, and at the end of the day, I sent it to her.
Yeah.
You know, and because she's proven to an extent to be a good friend. Maybe not like what we have, but enough to know that she's not like she wasn't just around to just
be around
to take.
Yeah.
However, the closeness that would happen last year, we don't have this year, and that is the part that back in the back of my mind kind of bothers me. It's like, well, were we really friends, or was I just an advantage point at that time?
I mean, I definitely understand what you're saying because I've been there in like a friendship that I have. Like, I thought that I was just like a place card, like a placeholder.
Platinum 5-star place.
But I will say, like, sometimes things do, like, it may take a while, but it may come around. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's just about a week. Even if it doesn't, I'm just. Sometimes things come tenfold.
The problem with being very insightful and very empathetic is that I can see that closeness is not ever coming back. Like where just like when I see her at the club, and it's at another club. When I go to that club, we're cool. We type and say hey, but it's like it's not that level. But then like, yeah. So the thing about our friendship is never like it never completely disappeared. Like even when I no longer went to that club and time was going on, and a lot of people that were in that club, like you said, came by to get some
the drinks or
get that
the
light
food,
and to get
whatever that they needed at that moment.
Whatever they needed
at that moment.
It was those 90% of those people gone, and the ones that I still talk to, half of those are just in touch for like, hey D, like and the conversation might go like, well, hey, how you doing today? Like, I'm doing good. How you doing? Blah blah blah. I said, what you up to? I'm just trying to figure out what I'm gonna feed the kids for dinner. And somewhere in the back of my mind, and the front and the side, it's like I know something's coming.
Those are really tough. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know how you as men like get through and handle that because as a woman, I'm not gonna. I've sent texts like that a couple of times, but like I know y'all get that. Like I don't know how you deal with it.
It is.
Like it's because it's just like you sit there and you scratch your cheek and you're just like, fuck.
And I'm like, while I'm sitting here reading these responses, and I'm like, I know it's coming. And he's like, you have $25 to like, so I can just, order pizza for the kids or something. And I'm like, I'll wait a second or two, and then I guess, because of the silence and how long it might take for me to respond. And if you don't have it, it's okay. If it was okay, you wouldn't have asked me again. Where you just would have figured it out and fixed some booze and
I got the same message earlier today.
So like initially last year, I kind of went through a situation where I was sending it's $25. I mean,
Yeah.
I could go to the casino and blow 100, and get nothing out of it. But like I'm thinking, and a lot of that I assess is she a good mom? Does she really do for her kids?
Yeah.
And this particular one, she was a good mom. She really does for her kids. She does the best she can. So I send it, and then I got to the point where the only time she's calling is to tell me about what she's trying to fix the kids for dinner. And so now I can't send it to you like that because the only time you're calling me is to feed your kids. And
Yeah.
I didn't have to make them.
It is hard.
I had to let that. I had to
Listen,
stop doing it as much.
I had a friend today that I went out with, and instead of right then and there, like asking me for, because I did say I was gonna give you a little bit of money, and then I forgot. But like, girl, why did you text me after the fact? Like, girl, I was literally right there. Like, you want the money? Like, I'm right here. Like, I fed you and your kids. I'm willing to give you the money. But yeah, you couldn't ask me face to face. But you're my best friend. You're one of my best friends. It's that part. Like, you're gonna text me and ask me. I will give you the money. You can drive me. I'll give you the money right now. But like, why didn't you ask me right then and there? You text me 5 minutes after I pulled away. Girl.
I mean, I get that to a degree. And two, like I think I've said this in the past, but I say it again. For me, it is. I'm not rich. I'm not rich. I sacrifice. The girl that I sent for her electric bill, I only had like 400 to my name, and I sent her 300, which left me 100, I think. But I
It's what you receive in feeling.
and every time I said someone said that, but I didn't send it. Be like, well, if I send this 3, I really have nothing. Like I'm gonna get it right. I don't ever think like that. I'm
No,
like,
it's just like if you
I
can help,
can't
you
have
can
my
help.
friend.
If you can help, you help.
I calculate like, well, I think I got this coming in. My check's gonna be this. Blah blah blah. blah. Am I gonna be okay? I think that way. I don't think like, well, I'm gonna do this, and then all of a sudden I know that I'm gonna be like rich by the end of the week because I did this. I don't. That's not how I move. But my power was paid, my water paid. At the time, my trash was paid, my rent was paid. So I'm like, you know what? The lights is about to get cut off today. I can stop the lights getting cut off today. I worry about me later. And simple.
Yep. But sometimes you just have to think like that, and
So now it depends on who it is. Like I've never had to double think or take a second when it came to you because from day one for years we were just
side by side.
We were like just like Bonnie and Clyde, like my little partner.
We were side by side for a lot of years.
And but so for me, it wasn't like I don't loan to women. I don't loan to my friends. Dudes, on the other hand, this is different. I don't know why. Call me devastating. Call what you want. But at the end of the day, my thought is if you were in a position to have to ask for something like that in the way that you asked for it, I don't want you to struggle paying me back. If you're already in a position to need that type of money or to need money in that type of way, I don't want you to have to struggle to pay me back. Some like, oh no, I'm definitely gonna pay you back. I'm definitely gonna pay you back.
You don't like to hear that.
I will say if
do what you can.
If you get good and you can,
do
that's
what
on
you can.
you. I am not requiring it back. I don't look for it back. As long as you're good, at the end of the day, that is
and that is a thing that I can say is true about Derek. That is a foolproof, not like no bullshit, no lie. Like that is a stand on business statement.
And I stand on it because I've been there throughout my life where I've needed this and this and this. I mean, I had to pay my shit back because it's a double standard for me. Just like sorry guys, if I had if I had a guy that I borrowed money from, I'm gonna pay him back. He's not even gonna have to be like, make sure you pay it back. I have a best friend that I've had. We've been best friends for 6 years, and he's kind of like my go-to. Although I don't go to him unless I am absolutely in need. Um, but anytime that I've ever gone to him, I've always paid him back at the time myself. I'm paying back. Now, if I got into a jam and what have you, it might have went, uh, a little past that. But I made sure that I paid him back no matter what, because at the end of the day, that was again that's part of my brand. Uh, because the first thing a person's going to say when you don't keep your word is like, man, can't do nothing for him, can't help him out, blah blah, because
you're unreliable.
You don't keep your word.
Yep.
I had borrowed from a friend recently, and it was like a 30-day loan, and at the end of the day, it took me a little bit longer, maybe a couple weeks past that actual time to pay it back, but I made sure that no matter what, that I paid him back because this is my first time borrowing from this friend, and situation has got a little tight with money, but I made sure I paid him back, and that is what I do not want. Um, uh, and it may be a double standard when dealing with females, but at the end of the day, I know that they have kids, they have other things going on. For the most part, I make pretty good money, so I don't really want to put someone in a lesser position financially, in a worse position because of me. So a lot of times, it's kind of like going to the casino. You go to the casino, you put the money, you go to the casino with money that you can stand to lose. Even though you don't want to lose it, don't nobody want to lose their money. But at the
Don't
end
ever
of the
take
day,
me to the casino.
I mean, like remember my Camaro?
Mm-hmm.
I bought that I hit for 12 grand at the casino. So I've hit.
You're making me want to gamble.
I want to go tonight because last week I hit for $750, so I need that again. But it doesn't happen all the time because the other day I lost $200. So I mean, at the end of the day, it's give and take. But I just I I go over and beyond because there's not enough people that are actually showing love and care.
Mm-hmm.
And what I was gonna get at when I stopped going to that club, I haven't been in a couple of years. Out of all the people that I thought were super close, this one here was the one that kept checking on me, that kept like making sure that I was good and making sure that the connection did not fade and disappear.
Even when I stopped dancing and we went through a rough patch, we've been through a couple of rough patches. Our friendship has hung on and it will always be there.
And then it was again that it was without going into detail on that first part. It was well, it was a dude that was involved who was hating on me. And a lot of dudes hate on me because they do not move like I move. They don't have the discipline or the respect for boundaries.
No,
they look at
they don't like you because you're a guy and they're thinking that you're a guy like them because they're not men.
Yeah.
They're seeing you as what they are, not for what you are, and that's the difference. They're seeing you for
That's
what
right.
they are, not for what you are. And that's why I will say I've been through I'll say 3 relationships in the last couple of years.
Yeah.
And Derek has been a problem in those 3 relationships, and I will stand on this business. If you do not like me and his friendship or anything that we choose to talk about, or if we hang out, then you have no business being in my life. they had a problem with him because he was there and he was support. He was a person that I went to when I needed like just even somebody to talk to or just anything, or if I genuinely needed help. And they weren't going to help me. Derek, like so they couldn't stand him because he stood on business and they didn't. That's why they don't like you because you stand on business and they don't.
But I stand on business because I am loyal to my people. I don't have any family. I mean, let me take it back. I think I was just originated out of nowhere like that. I have family, but I am not close to my blood relatives. I have a cousin or two on my dad's side, a cousin or two on my mom's side, and that's it. I don't.
Blood isn't always thicker than water.
It's not, but my water becomes blood. You call me Jesus if you want to. If I say your family, trust and believe you are. We basically just did a blood oath because I'm down bad for my family, and this one here, like, it's can't do no wrong. And even when I was upset, like literally, like, and the first thing, I'm gonna pay you back. No, you're not. No, you're not. I don't want it. That's not why I'm giving it to you.
And it's been about 4 years.
No,
but three.
Well, 2023. That was
No, it's like 2.5, like three.
It's 25. So yeah.
But yeah, like
so 2 years.
And when I say like it was on a drop of a hat, like very next. It was very. It was a very like next day like scenario where I needed something and the relationship that I had
and that one
ended because of what he did for me.
That was so the first round actually created the second round because the second time you needed the lawyer was the first one was just for initial, right?
Yep, initial.
And then
the second one was to get him to court. Yep, because remember it was just the consultation.
Correct.
And then the other was for to retain him.
And you want
it was a lot.
Do you want to go into that?
Yeah, I can go into that. I'm cool with that.
Your story.
I mean, so needless to say, let's just go ahead and put that out there. Can I say no? Yeah. So it's $10,000 cash dropped. $5,000 in cash the very next day that I had my baby daddy was taking my son from me. So I needed a lawyer, I needed a consultation, so had that, and then I had to retain him. But yeah, Derek was the only person who I had nothing. I literally had nothing. But Derek, I had Derek, and you know it was so funny. It pissed my baby daddy off so much more. The fact that like when he found out that Derek like retained my lawyer, he was like, he was livid. But it was the funniest thing because he had a problem with me and Derek. But you had a problem with Derek because hello. Man, like you've never ever like.
He was an animal.
He was an animal. Like you've treated me like a person since the moment that you've met me, and he treated me like an object from the day that I started the club. And I can say that because the motherfucker hired me. Sat at my stage set. That's not allowed. You're a DJ. Love you, AJ, though. Cool. Woo.
I know. You're a bum. But I
just in case you ever come across this.
At the end of the day, by association, you're her child's father. I hope you get it together. I hope that's not. I hope that was just a fluke, at the end of the day, because I refuse to be that guy. Not you per se, but the guy.
To be looked at like that. To be looked at like that because you're not that.
Anyone that ever been able to say anything bad about me will crush me because I just can't. I can't. And that's a lot of money. And I was just,
I can just say
just on that level. That wasn't even like overall.
Everything that we've been through, you know what I mean? Like We've been through so much, and like
Cause
someone's gonna walk up to me and tell me that we're any more than friends. Bro, get the fuck out of my face. It's my family. Like you're
and
literally.
at the end of the day, I whether it be her, whether it be anyone else that is in that tight circle, not even I I never came and said, hey, look, you know, money's paid, you got what you needed, like take care of me. I ain't never like that. I ain't never come like that. And that would make me a liar if I did that. Like you're safe. You're safe. And the money that was spent, when I look at your story and see you playing with your son, and I see, him growing and growing, and then you are able to spend time with him, that is that was well worth it. Like at the end of the
And you
day,
don't know how thankful that I am for that, because I like any chance that I get, like I tell anybody and everybody what you did for me. Because like, oh, I'm gonna get emotional. Shit. But like, it truly, like, it meant the most to me. Like, I tell anybody and everybody as soon as I get the chance to what you did for me. Because there's not a single person who would have stepped up in my life at that moment. You know what I mean?
now
Like, you're the reason. You're the first reason that I have my son. Like, you're my family. All day, every day. I love you, Greg.
That's what real friendship looks like. But and I remember when I think we went a month, maybe 2 months without speaking. When I say that killed me, and it was because of this dude who was hating so hard. And at the end of the day, he did nothing during that time to help her in that situation. He wanted her to stop dancing, but he wasn't.
Well, he actually made me stop dancing, and
for a little bit, yeah.
For actually a long while.
Actually,
I was staying in the basement until I finally got a job.
Until you escaped.
Yeah.
And and it was a small loan. It was like $400. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're in Ocean City or something. No,
Yeah.
I was in Ocean City.
No,
and
yeah,
dude was like,
yep.
I didn't care about the money. When I say that, like, she made the difference when each day started, each day ended. That I remember the text that I sent her, and in that text, because I hadn't talked to her, it might have been more than two.
It was a while. It was a while. It was a
that
long
we hadn't
time.
talked, and
It was a while.
Yeah,
it was. It was a good chunk
when
of time.
I did get hold of her, I basically told her, I don't care about the money. I just needed my best friend, and that was all I wanted. I didn't want to lose my best friend because I was losing enough as it was, not being in that club. People disappearing because I wasn't in there turning up. I wasn't in there throwing bread.
No, because you weren't doing everything that you used to do for them.
It was out of sight, out
You
of
weren't
mind.
giving them rides. You weren't being
right. Like
you weren't being a chauffeur. You weren't being.
I'm the neighborhood Lyft driver for free. But at the end of the day, this one here, like it was above any of that. It was above that, and at the end of the day, it wasn't about. And 400 over 4,000 is nothing. Like, I just wanted my friend back, and ever since then we've been.
We haven't missed a day. We haven't missed a day.
She's, consistently one of the main ones that always checked on me. And I told her, it was a couple months ago, and I was like, don't ever let me go like this.
Mm-hmm. And I said that I won't, and I meant that.
A lot of nights that I got through what I got through is because she was there, and because she was recharging the battery that everybody sucked out of.
And all the lunches that we've had in the mall lunchroom were fantastic.
So, at the end of the day, I have, again, a small circle. There's show's upcoming show is,
I think you need. I think you
don't
need a.
judge women that work in the strip club.
I think you need a feature of me, Aqua, and somebody else.
Yes.
And I think
I wanna do a
whoever's
panel.
watching, you guys can help us pick.
But we doing contest? What? Meaning?
No, I think you just need a feature of like you said you wanted to do like girls who work in the industry. Get like 2 of us on here, 2 or 3 of us.
And then that kind of goes in what I was thinking, because if I want to do a future show with the like a spotlight on dancers and the good that they do, and the because the view of strippers in some men's mind is no less than the view of a porn star, and it's not even close to that, because they don't even allow that in these clubs. You can't touch these girls, like in that nature. You can't. You're not going home with them. They walk to their cars by security or me.
No matter what
I'm
they
like
say.
unofficial security, but it's not like that. And maybe we can help educate some folks. But that's down the road.
Down the road.
So I think the main point of knowing your friends is one that matches your energy and matches with theirs. Because I always say, like, my energy comes at 200, and then like a person's energy could be 100, but it's 100 of their effort and their energy, which is, for me, like, that's a match, because none of us are the same, none of us move the same. But when you can tell a person is putting it all in back into you, that is a beautiful thing. And someone that knows how to communicate and that will accept you and not judge you on any level, because
that part.
The part of what she went through, a lot of people, I think, in this world would definitely be like, you put yourself in a situation when really she didn't. She didn't. And that's why I looked out for her the way I did, because I felt like she was taking advantage of.
It's not even that. Like the decision was supported after I made my decision a couple of weeks down the line, but he was the only one who supported my decision the moment I made it. He was the only person.
And because of her, the way she brought it, and I know that I didn't want her to sink. I have another friend that was in a similar situation, and I helped her through her whole situation, because you're not going to be punished, or you're not going to lose yourself because of a mistake that you made. And real friends are there for you regardless. Like, if I was ever rob a bank, she gonna be my driver.
Oh, what do you mean? I'm gonna be coming in with you. We'll have another driver.
That's what I see. What I'm saying.
Coming in with
That's
you.
what I'm saying.
I gotta make sure they don't press the button or put no die pads in that bitch.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, friendships are grown. They don't just come out of nowhere. If somebody comes in and act like your best friend, chances are they probably want something from you.
And if you think that they're easy, they're not. They're not. They're so hard.
Friendship is definitely
like it's not been easy. Nor will I say it's ever gonna be easy.
The other week,
I'm not gonna say it's ever gonna be easy, but I will say it will always be there. As long as you put the effort into it, you can maintain a friendship, but it has to be genuine.
Yeah,
it has to be reciprocated.
You have to be dedicated, because this is not the first time I've used this analogy, but like, imagine a job. In that job, you're making 6 figures, right? What are you going to do to keep that job? You're going to do everything you can to keep that job. And you're going to do everything you can to make sure that you don't get fired from the job.
And I'm doing that right now. I'm doing that. No, not that. My day job. Oh my God, my day job.
Now imagine if you took that mentality and put it in all your relationships. What is your relationship worth to you? What is the value of that friendship? That is where that's the way I move. So the way if I'm passionate about something like this podcast, you see the equipment that I procured in the last 3 weeks. I've got a mixing board to try. Hopefully, y'all let me know in the comments how the sound is on this one. But the mixing board actually helps the mic do their job to the T. Now it's up to me to fine tune and make sure that the volume is good and that the levels are right. Um, but the mixing board, the condenser mics, everything is like, and in the background, I want it to look as professional as I can to present to you the best product that I can present. And the same in a relationship, I give 200% because at the end of the day, I want you to have the best friend that you can have, and then let that be your guiding motivator to reciprocate that. And to some people, like with us, it's just a natural thing. The way we click and the way we vibe and the chemistry that's there is just a beautiful thing. And sometimes some friendships are not meant to be that, and they're kind of forced and they're kind of like rough and rocky. But at the end of the day, I think that's one of the things that if we would adopt that mentality like we had for a job,
But
if
some
the
people,
value.
but some people don't even have that for a job anymore.
Oh my God,
They
yeah,
don't.
you're
They don't
lying.
even have that for a job anymore. You know what I mean? So like they can't. They just the way the world is. They can't put that into a job, so they're not putting it into friendships. That's why everyone is the way that there is,
Yeah,
because no one has the want to care for another. And a friend of mine, every time that they see a homeless person, they have a little spot in their console that is just strictly their ones that is like left over from whenever they spend, that is to give out whenever they see homeless people. So I don't have money, I'm not rich, I work 2 jobs. But like I have enough, I have a couple dollars. You know what I mean? I've seen the same homeless guy the last couple of days, every day that I've been going to my day job. And you know what? Yeah, I gave you $10 first day. I'm gonna give you $8 next day. Next day I'm gonna give you. I've seen every day. I'm gonna give you money because like I don't have it like that, but you don't have it like that. But I have a means to make money.
And that actually means more than the person that has the dollars set in their console waiting. Like Jesus said, the rich give out of their surplus, and the poor give from their means, from out their pocket. There's a difference.
Well, I just know that like, and what I see behind it is like they may have a charge, and they can't get a job. I'm able to have a job. Like I'm not rich, but I fucking have the fucking couple dollars. Like you need it. I'm not gonna give you $1. I'm gonna at least make sure you have enough to get yourself a sandwich or some food, or even if you don't use it for that, whatever you choose to use it for to get yourself through to the next day to stay alive. That is all that matters.
A lot of times when I give someone that's on the corner panhandling or someone that's at Sheets now, they have people at Sheets, it's the reaction.
Yeah.
And when I give, so like I was in Baltimore one time and I gave this guy, I didn't even have a whole lot of things on me. But I gave this guy $50. And when he lost his shit, he literally broke down crying right then and there. I was like, yeah, that was because somebody that's conning and that's like literally like they're like literally just out there just trying to they're like they probably don't even have to be out there or it's really not sincere or genuine. That's not gonna move them. Like, oh, think it. This guy broke out tears, real tears, and didn't see that coming. So that lets me know that was genuine. But we're gonna wrap this thing up, and I want to thank my guest again, Ms. Dallas, for blessing my podcast and my viewers with her gorgeous, beautiful personality and um, the genuine, transparent way that's just her nature and her character. It's like my pure soul. So thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you so much for having me. It was a pleasure, and I'm definitely going to be back. This is not the last you've seen of me. I'm not glad I was very nervous, but now you guys see me. Hi, hello. I shall be back.
This is season 2, and I'm nervous too. So, like at the end of the day, it's a work in progress for me. I'm trying to get this show right. I'm trying to get it to the point where it is powerful. We're gonna have some fun and poppy subjects too coming up. I'm actually planning a panel Saturday morning, like Friday and Saturday morning, with two distinguished guests. Try to lock that in and confirm that before the weekend gets here, and then potentially have Miss Rose coming next Monday. So
That's
I
my
want to do more
birthright.
features.
She's my birthright.
Jeez.
I got a scar on the back of his ear over here from her. You guys can remind her in the
You know,
comments
it's a
when you see
beautiful
her on
thing that
Monday
you
that she
that you
brought
feel
down
good
some
about being scarred by
stairs.
someone. She is definitely the one you want to be scarred by.
No, she
again.
is. She's like chef's kiss.
She's probably gonna watch. If she's not watching that, she's definitely gonna watch. But we love you, Rose.
We love you, Rose.
And I definitely want to. I look forward to having. Sorry about the echoing part, but we'll work on that next time for sure. We're definitely going to work on. We're definitely going to work on getting more features, more people on here, and we're going to definitely keep them coming. If y'all like them, we love them. Make sure you definitely like, comment. Appreciate you commenting, Mr. Wild One Up, and definitely share. Tell your people about it, and give us suggestions too. That's what the chat box is for. Um, Tell me what you'd like to hear about, and we'll definitely bring it to you and get it to you live and direct. So appreciate you for watching, for tuning in, and until next time, this is Bamboo Speaks.
Thanks for having me.